Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of Reality Talk. We are so glad that you're here. And Lynn and I had just finished recording the episode 5 about Riley and Facebook. If you haven't checked that out, I will link that in the description. And we talked about what is this reality talk? What is this space that we have going on here? So, Lynn, you had some things that came up that you wanted to share. Would you like to just jump right in?
Yeah, you were talking about it doesn't really fit to call it a talk show. And I agree. I don't think of this as a talk show at all. I think of it as a community gathering. I think of it as a place where you can come and sit with us as it, what I bring is simply an understanding of universal law that I apply to every situation. Session 5, the one that we just did, was that the compulsion to watch the reels on Facebook. It's just that Facebook compulsion. And uh, so how do the laws, how does the universal laws or the guide as guiding principles, how do they guide us? And how would they, if I bring those principles um, into the toolbox, so to speak, and use them as tools to look at my life, then what happens? And sometimes it's like magic, really, because problems stop being problems, and problems become opportunities, become life growing challenges. And that's what we want to do here with you, is offer you a place where you can take what is challenging you now and share it with us. And let's apply the principles and see what happens, see what magic we can create together.
That is
So,
so beautiful, Lynn. Thank you. And
you're welcome.
as you were talking about the principles, I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if we allowed this time to explore a couple of the principles? Do you have a couple of favorite principles that you'd like to share?
Oh my goodness. Favorite, all of them are my favorite. My very, very favorite is number 10, which is the daily practice.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's the connecting time when we start off every single day, or this is so we're encouraged to do, is to start off every single day remembering who it is we and what it is that we are aligned with, and what it is we want to be aligned with. And that's source. That's source, is that consciousness, that power, all the power that ever was or ever will be, uh, as the in esoterics they say, all the power that ever was or ever will be is here, right now. And I, all of us, we are one. I am connected to that. I am that. And so doing a practice every single morning of remembering that, reminding myself that, so that when I step out the door, I'm already on the path. I woke up, I may have had some, kind of contentious something going on from my night before, or day before, or week before. And this is my opportunity to clear it and remember who I am. And it makes a big difference in our day when we do that, because it sets us up to uh, more quickly reach for that which can really support us, which is universal law. So the very first universal law says there is no coincidence. It's all going to be a response to whatever it is that we're believing, what it is what we're thinking, feeling, and believing is what it is that we're lined up with. And so we want to consciously, intentionally align with what it is we want to feel and be aligned with, so that we can walk in that, with that, on that path where all the power is here now. So Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. And
You're welcome.
I remember in episode 4, you were talking about the pattern on the trestle board. And it sounds like some of it, it reminds me when you said all the power that ever is here now. Is that part of the pattern on the trestle board as well?
It is. It's the very opening statement. The
Mm,
pattern on the trestle board is 10 or actually 11 statements. Um, Starts with zero, all the power that ever was or will be. It's a zero, meaning there is no thing yet. It's nothing. It's no thing. It's consciousness. It's raw consciousness. And everything is made of it. It's the one substance in alchemy we learned that it's the one substance and everything is made of it. And so yeah, that's what that's the power that we are aligned with. And through our intention, we direct what we manifest comes directly from where we're directing our consciousness. That's what we're creating and that's what we're attracting. And it cannot be otherwise. That is what is. So learning about that, learning how to use these tools, learning how to apply the universal laws to our life so that we can maximize and um, intend into manifestation that which we desire.
mm,
That's a lot of what we're doing. So
right.
your life circumstances are all pathways to peace. Oh, wait a minute. We know that.
Well, you don't know that out there listening, possibly, if you're here for the first time. Lynn has a membership community, and I'm also a part of it. And it is called Pathways to Peace. And we meet with Lynn every 2 weeks and bring our real life experiences. And she works with us around seeing those through the guiding
Through
principles.
our relationships or our challenges, life challenges, whatever it is that seems to be getting in our way, that's the place that you can come and work directly with me. Um, and this is just another outlet for that, um, maybe that is a little deeper in terms of we'll go in deeper. Here we're just using the guiding principles and saying, well, what if you believed otherwise? What would be different about the way you saw it if you didn't see it as a problem? So it's about shifting the way we see the world. That's when the world changes. That's when our world changes. That's how
Mhm.
we change our world, is to shift the way we see. Because when we shift the way we see the world, we will shift the way we feel about the world, and we will then shift the way we react to it, which will shift the world. So it's very much in our hands. There's a lot more in our hands than we think. It's kind of what I call victim consciousness, when we think that we're at the mercy of something outside ourselves. In this work, we realize there is nothing outside ourselves. We are part of the oneness. We are part of the one mind. In alchemy, it is said that there is only one mind, and you're it. I'm it. We're it. We're all happening. We're all extensions of the one mind. And so we learn about that. We learn how to use that to our betterment.
I have a question that brings up the question. If we're all a part of the one mind, though, why are there, does that erase our uniqueness? Because we come here, we have fingerprints, just individual, just nobody like the other. So, how do those two work together?
Well, if you just take as a very kind of crude way of understanding it, it's like, you know, look at the hairs on your head, every single one of them, the snowflakes, and every single one of them unique, has its own pattern, has its own way of moving, has its own way of being. So it's all determined by the programming, so to speak, that you that you're using through your thoughts. You know, it's been established that human beings, we 98% of what we think today, we thought the same exact thoughts yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. And this becomes a pattern that we are when we say those thoughts over and over and over. I can't do that well. I never can do that. That doesn't work for me. When we say that every day, every day, every day, and we're creating a feeling, there's a feeling response to that thought. So I feel inadequate. I feel, not up to it. I just can't do it. So now I'm emotionally energizing that thought with my feelings, and the emotion is magnetic. When we feel an emotion, we actually transmit it, and it's magnetically attracts to us, to it. We attract to us that which is reflective of the same emotional energy of that which we're sending. So we're going to actually, this is how we distinct and individuate. And what if we became conscious of that? What if we actually began to uh, work towards shifting that, so that we begin to turn our observer consciousness, our observer, on to these thoughts that we're thinking over and over and over and over, and we take the old pattern and we turn it around. We say, well, what if I were to take that thought of, oh, I can't do that, and turn it to, wow, I'm getting better and better at learning new things every day. I'm learning new things all the time. And I just began to, now I'm replacing that. I'm changing the real, and feelings change. Yeah, what we transmit changes, and what we attract back changes. Voila. But we have a different life.
Well, I would love to see how this applies to me in, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but, um, having, a relationship, a romantic relationship that is a longer term lasting one. I used to say all my relationships crashed and burned until I started working with you. And then I started to say, oh, my relationships are here to show me something or teach me something. And though I do believe that, there's still something going on where I I don't have long-term relationships that stay in my life, and I'm very curious about how this how this all fits with that, I'm and maybe we can talk about that on the next episode. Tune in.
I think that would be a great topic. Matter
Yes,
of fact, why don't we invite folks? If you are can relate to this topic, I think there's probably many of you that can. Yeah, ask a question, or um, and let's chat. Let's apply the universal law to it and see what happens.
that sounds great. Well, thank you for listening, and we love you. We're so glad you're here. If you have a question, if you want us to talk about something, here is the email to write us if you want to write anonymously. It's realitytalkconnect@gmail.com. And if you want to leave a comment and you want to share with, that's awesome, because then we do start to build community. Someone else might see your comment and say, "Oh, I'm have that same thing too." And then you realize you're not alone in this. So we would also love for you to leave a comment if you feel comfortable with that. But we've got both options for you, email or the comment section below. We're so glad that you came to be with us for this bit of time, and we love you, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much, Sharia, for all
Thank
you do and for being here. It's fun.
It
All
is.
right.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Mwah. Bye.